Okay, because there was some other part of the discussion that was sort of making it seem like it was a little bit different than that, but okay, that makes sense.
Well, the cost and the heartache certainly wouldn't be worth every year.
No, yeah.
And it costs about $30,000 to run an election, to put an issue on the ballot.
It's a little less if there's 25 items, but if you're the only item on the ticket, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you, Chief. Trevor, wildlife and recreation programs.
Applications for RCO for this cycle. We've got 5 different proposed applications. As you can see on the agenda bill, Eldridge Park, Dick Beaver Park, Hathaway, Heartwood, which is actually referenced as the Garrett property north of Doc Eldridge off of 49th Street, and the Bates Field resolution. And it also goes into the narrative and defines not being obligated, because there are specific matches. The Hathaway boat launch would be a 50% match. That project's estimated at about $100,000. The Dick Beaver Park things with wings is around $40,000. That's also a 50% match. Eldridge Park, Cedar View Trail, that's also a 50% match. That's an estimated $250,000 to $300,000, including design and construct. And the Heartwood property, previously referred to as Garrett property, is $350,000. And then Bates Field, which is drainage improvements, estimated at $30,000 with a 50% match. As you can see from the attachments, there's a combination of impact fees and general funds for each specific application. Any questions on the heels of the draft applications? And again, that does not obligate the city to accept the grants from RCO if we are successful.
So for all of the matches, when you say budgeted, yes, the general fund and park impact fees, it's already contained in our budget.
That's actually case by case.
Yeah.
Like the Heartwood property, that's a $350,000 project.
In 2011.
Right, so depending on if it's identified as using impact fees or utilizing impact fees, yes. If not, if it's general fund, then no. But it is a eligible cost for impact fees for property acquisition.
But there's only one that's impact fees, right? The rest are all general fund? Oh, 2. So 2 are impact fees.
Yeah, Eldridge Park is impact. Dick Beaver is general fund, which is a lower estimate. Hathaway boat launch is general, which is a lower estimate as well. Eldridge is impact fees, which is a full property. And then Bates Field is general, which is drainage improvements at $30,000. So, yes.
Any questions? Pavement management plan.
I think Dave had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A general question and then a couple of specifics, if I may. Recognizing that there's no free lunch, I love, by the way, grants. I think they're terrific. There's no free lunch. What is it that they're going to require us to do if we get these grants? Last time it was bike lanes and road diets. What is it this time?
Yeah, RCO, my experience specifically with George Schmidt Ballfield Complex, very flexible. We had some specifics for installing asphalt and bathrooms, ADA. There were some things that we were able to defer, so RCO is fairly flexible. This specific office in this grant
Things we have to do anyway.
Right. So I guess the deliverables through RCO is very flexible.
Okay. A couple of specifics, if I might.
Not saying other agencies aren't, but
I'm sorry?
not saying that other agencies aren't or not.
Okay, gotcha. On the first page, the Washington Wildlife and Recreation Program.
Yeah.
I notice you're taking our portion there from impact fees, park impact fees, and the question is, how much is available from those funds?
It's just over $500,000 currently.
I think we're doing well, Molly. Nice management. Next page, I notice it's coming from the general fund, along with a couple others where it's going to come from the general fund. Given the state of the general fund and the things that have hit us this year, everything from radon and a variety of other things, I'm concerned about the general fund.
Yeah, and Beaver Park is currently estimated at 40,000, so that would be a $20,000 match. It would be funded 20,000 by RCO and 20,000 by city's coffers.
Is this already budgeted, or would this be,
It would come before you again
okay?
for your consideration.
And that's my concern is that I'm looking at the budget and I'm very, very concerned about that. Again, I applaud your initiative. I think it's a great plan. I hope it works out for us.
And again, applying does not obligate us to accepting the grant if we are
I just hate
successful.
to put you to the work and then not take the grant.
I'd rather do it and have the opportunity, though.
I think there are a couple of things like the boat launch that we're gonna have to address sooner or later, and if there were an opportunity to get some kind of matching, grant funding, that would be a real boon to us repair, because it's in
Yeah,
terrible shape.
the boat launch
Almost-
is a liability issue.
Yeah,
at this
it's,
point.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you've been down
Some of
there.
that rushing water down here.
Of course.
Okay, pavement plans.
Yes, and working with Mr. Lewis, stepping through the general fund and budget specifically, it was found that our current transportation improvement plan or capital facility plan doesn't reference a pavement management plan. We've done flexibility with refunds in the past. The grind inlays that we did on River Road, also 32nd Street micro seal last year, north of E Street, up to about J Street. So requesting to get that implemented into the transportation improvement plan. And there's quite a few errors on this as I looked through it today, spelling errors and grammatical, so that will get cleaned up as well.
So Michael won't have to get his red pen out yet.
I saw him reach for it, that's why.
I'm protecting mine over here.
Herb? I've got a couple of questions, but I'd like to have anybody else that wants to ask a question a chance to go first.
You're up.
I'm up. Okay, thank you. I don't get a chance to think about it. You mentioned in here that some of these, that you're looking for $250,000 from the general fund?
Yeah, this is actually to utilize 150,000 of REAP funds specifically. RJ briefly went over that, the projections not quite available, but we had originally budgeted for 150,000, and that's historically come from REAP excise tax.
So our income is down in this area and we need to,
No, we've been using REAP dollars for the second quarter in the past for the pavement project. We just never identified it in our pavement planning, and we're trying to tie the two together. So we budgeted 150,000 to spend out of our REAP dollars, not out of general fund. So there's money available.
The problem is, in order to spend REIT funds, it has to be on the capital plan.
sure, absolutely.
I mean, it's just a requirement of law.
And I guess two other questions then, real quick. One of them is, we have no other plans for these REIT funds?
Not currently, they were going towards E Street and they got pulled back from there, so they're back intact.
Who made that decision?
I think you all did.
So, Trevor, the